My name is Amarjeet Sada, born in 1998 in the Muzaffarpur village of Bihar. I am not an ordinary 8-year-old child, I'm the world's youngest serial killer. I committed my first murder in 2006 when I was 7 years old and the victim was my 6-month cousin. My aunt came to leave her child with us while she settled into her new job. A few days after my aunt left, my mother went to the local market to buy vegetables, leaving me in charge of the baby. As I looked at my 6-month-old cousin fast asleep, something sinister clicked inside me. Initially, I started pinching and slapping the infant, jumping with glee as the baby began to cry. Gradually, I became bolder as I put my hands around the infant's throat to stop his breathing. The baby began to gasp for air and cry. I laughed, enjoying the gruesome act. Finally, I killed the baby by strangulation. I then quietly went to the nearby forest, picked up a brick, and bashed the baby's head to a pulp. I callously buried the baby and returned home quietly. My mother was shocked when I later confessed to her. She did not know what to do. Later that evening, my father physically punished me for my horrific act, but it was too late. Then they committed their first mistake. Their parental instincts kicked in and instead of handing me over to the police, they shielded me and cooked up an accident story for my aunt. We do not know if my aunt believed the tale, but for the moment, I escaped scot-free. It was a winter afternoon and my parents were taking a nap. That's when I turned my attention toward my 8-month-old sister. I approached her, smiling as I gently lifted her from the cot and strangled her to death. My mother woke up hearing the faint wails of the baby. She went into the room to breastfeed her, but upon picking the infant up, she immediately knew she was dead. Weeping, she turned to me and asked, "Did you kill your sister too?" Smiling, I replied, "Yes." Both my parents were shocked. My father slapped me and asked, "Why did you do it?" My answer was both shocking and eerily insightful, just like that. This time the neighbors found out and advised my parents to hand me over to the police. But my parents repeated their mistake and shielded me, imploring the neighbors not to reveal the matter. My third victim was an infant outside my family and this time, I was caught. While roaming around the local school one day in 2007, I heard the voice of an infant coming from inside. The gurgling sound of the child echoed in the empty classroom. I peeped in and saw a child swaddled in some sheets. The baby's mother, Chun Chun Devi, had needed to take care of some urgent errands and left her 6-month-old baby. I lifted the baby and took her into the mangrove forest adjacent to the school premises. There I smashed her face with a rock, killing her instantly. I then buried her in the grass and walked away. As the mother returned and realized the baby is missing, she raised the alarm. Everyone began searching for the baby and finally, somebody remembered that they had seen me roaming around. When the police asked me where's the baby, I asked them to give me 2 packets of biscuits and I'll tell them. They were hesitant but later gave me what I want. I then confessed my crime in vivid detail. I also admitted my earlier crimes. The police decided they had enough evidence with the confession to support a case against me. But according to Indian law, I could not be convicted for my crimes as I was too young and not yet an adult. I was put away in a juvenile remand home. Doctors who treated me reportedly said I had a conduct disorder in which I derived pleasure from harming others. Years after, I was released from juvenile home under a new identity and nobody knows about my whereabouts now.
Parents' love to their kids is unconditional, but do you think what Amarjeet's parents did is right? Many people question their decision, but it's too late. Crimes were successfully committed and there's no way we can have those victims back to life. However, this serves as a lesson to all of us: never entrust our kids to anyone. Even family members can do such crime. I hope everyone is safe. Thanks for watching.